Football Network on YouTube. Jim Gardner with head coach Brad Harris for a special edition of Coach's Corner. Coach, I want to begin by looking back a little bit. You are about a month removed from graduating what to you must have been a very special senior class. 2 state championship games, 25 wins, maybe most impressive, 18-3 in a conference championship over their career.
Yeah, we hate to see those guys go. You know, there was a good group of seniors that were a part of 3 really solid years for us, you know, and a lot of them were impact players for 3 years off and on, you know, and had several that were guys that come on as seniors and had a really good senior year. You know, we really hated for our season to end like it ended with the COVID situation. Really felt like we might have had a chance to make it to that 4th championship game over the last few years, and the 3rd one in a row possibly, you know. But, it was a tough year for us, you know. We had to battle through a lot of different things with the COVID issues, but our guys did a great job of coming every day to work and with all the guidelines and different things that we had to follow. And we had another successful year, what we feel like, you know. And like I said, we'd probably make another run if it don't end like that. But real proud of that group. Like you said, 18-3 in conference play. And the teams that beat us always were always the teams that were in the finals, it seemed like. So, we always want to end up in the finals, like I've said, play Thanksgiving week and have a chance. But these guys did a great job for us. So we're sad to see them go, but also excited about the future that we've got some young guys coming in.
So you pour your heart and soul into guys for 3 years, but one of the realities is you turn the page.
Yeah.
Maybe turned it a lot faster than you wanted to last year because of the premature end, but that got you into off-season. Talk a little bit about how off-season has gone.
Well, we made a lot of improvements this year. You know, we keep top 10 boards on all of our major lifts and our speed and things like that, and probably made as much progress from December to May as we've ever made. We're smaller than we've ever been, so we're not quite as strong as some of our guys have been in the past, but pound for pound, we're as strong as we've ever been. We talked about it prior to this. Is we've won 3 the state weightlifting championships in a row. Would have been 4 without the COVID year last year in 2020. But the guys lifted total weight was more than what we've ever lifted before. You know, so pound for pound, we're a very strong team. We're fast. Guys bought into the off-season program and gained some weight. Some of them gained weight like we needed them to and got a little heavier. But the most important thing, all of them got stronger and faster and to get ready for the 21 season. And we feel like that's where we win ball games at Benton. You know, last year it really hurt us missing, 2-3 months of weight training, and it showed up early in the year like that, I think. But everybody missed it. But I think that's where we make our big gains at Benton, is in our off-season program, because kids buy into it. So real proud of our efforts so far.
The old adage is championships are won in the off-season.
Right.
And so for those that have never been to a state weight meet, what does that look like? How does that work?
Well, that, Jim, is a bench press and a power clean competition, and you basically have 10 weight divisions ranging anywhere from 123 pounds and below to 260 pounds and up. And so it's not just your 10 strongest guys. You have to put them in 123, 132, 148, a 165, a 181, 198-pound guy, then a 220, 242, 259 and under, and a 260 plus. So for us to be able to fill all of those categories and weight classes and everything and be able to compete, that says a lot about the diversity of our team, I guess you should say. We've got some small guys that are very strong that you may not ever see on the football field a lot. An example, Josh Brumley, he's not a name that a lot of kids know, but he was our 123-pound, and he finished 3rd in his class, and helped us win a state championship. Javion Parker is a kid that's 132 pounds that won his weight class, and he power cleaned 225 pounds and bench pressed 225. He'll play a role this year, but nobody knows who Javion Parker is, and hopefully the future's bright for him as a football player, but also as a weight meet guy for us. And then you got kids like Bo Wright that set a state record at 350 pounds on the bench press, on the power clean, and bench press 335. So for his weight class, he's one of the strongest kids pound for pound that we've had come through the state of Arkansas in years. And, he's also a standout linebacker for us, also one of our fastest guys, But so off season's been great. Weight meets were fun. We did a couple practice meets and then did the state weight meet over at Lake Hamilton. It was nice to Coach Gillern and them was able to do it with all the COVID guidelines, and we did it out on the football field, and so it was a good deal for us, and to win another one.
And you took that momentum into spring practice, which several years now Arkansas has had spring practice in football. Give us a little spring review from the head coach's perspective.
Well, this year we started spring football just about a week earlier than what we typically have in the past, and we used that week to work with our offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, running backs to do some install of our run game and work on run fits from a defensive standpoint and everything. Everybody was real hungry to get going again this year. We took some time off, and then we did some morning stuff with our quarterbacks and receivers, and then started some 7-on-7. But big guys, we don't do a lot with them, until when it gets spring football. And we needed that extra work with those guys. We've got one returning starter basically, and Walker Davis on the offensive line. Christian Evans played some for us last year, so we got two guys, and then we're breaking three new guys in that played on our JV team last year that did a really good job, but we're trying to find three spots. So we thought we needed as much work as we could get, and that extra week, we got 3 days in pads with those guys, and did a little install the first week of May, and then started the next week kind of after track and soccer kind of started slowing down, and then we only got our kids that play baseball for a week and a half, but we spent basically the month of May just trying to get some install in offense, as far as run game, our passing game, defensively, just try to get base defensive installed again and get ready for what we're getting ready to start right now, 7-on-7 and team camp summer stuff. So
I thought you had a real clean spring game, and one of the things that stood out to me is how many young men you dressed out. This is a big squad going into 2021.
Right. I think we've got like 94 right now on the roster. It's one of our smaller senior classes, but the junior and sophomore class are a little larger at this point than what we've had. I think we've only got 23 seniors going into the year, and we typically around 28 to 30, so we're down just a few. But really excited about some young guys, it's even some seniors that have never played for us, and spring ball was good for them. We got to see some guys that stepped up in spring, and like you said, our spring game was clean. Like you said, I don't know that we really jumped out in one particular area, but we like a lot of the guys that we've got coming back. They need a good summer and a lot of practice, a lot of reps, and that's what we're going to get into. But the spring game was clean, and you mentioned a couple of seniors. A kid like Eli Krebs is a kid that has been a defensive lineman. We moved him over to offense, and he's helping us on the offensive line right now. Those three other guys, Connor Morgan and Carter Sanders and Elijah Harris, are three guys that really benefited from a really good spring. And, so we've got some guys that really stepped up and helped us, Jack Woolbright at quarterback, man, he needs a ton of reps. We're having to replace somebody like Garrett Brown that's going to be tough to replace. Threw for 8,000 yards in his career, and not very many guys have taken meaningful snaps the last 3 years other than Garrett, So we've got a lot of room to grow in some areas, but the exciting part is you got guys like Cameron Harris and Andre Lane and Casey Johnson coming back. Three really talented, skilled guys that are probably going to be as good as anybody in our classification, So really excited about some things that happened at the spring game.
What about on the defensive side?
Well, defensively, we've got Kane Simmons coming back, who's been our top tackle leader for the last 2 years, and then we've got Bo Wright. So we feel like we've got two really good, solid guys to kind of build a defense around. Linebacker play, we think is going to be a strength for us. We got Jake Jones coming back from last year. Some other guys, Andrew Armstrong. The guy that stood out to us the most right now is Zane Manchek. Zane has come on. Zane transferred in here last year from Sheridan and wasn't eligible last year due to the transfer rule, and spent the off season in the weight room. Man, it really looks good. He's up to about 205 pounds. Has done a really good job in the off season and in spring. So we're excited about him. Tanner Turner's another linebacker that we really like. So, between 3 to 4 linebacker positions, we feel really good. We got 5 or 6 guys that can roll in there. at our defensive line. Hunter Goodwin has looked really good. Defensive lineman Connor Jewell and Brendan Matthews, a couple of seniors there, have done really well. DB-wise, right now, we're still kind of trying to figure some things out, but some guys, Pervarius Perkins, Jaden Collinette, a senior, has really stepped up. We actually had some 7-on-7 work this morning, and Jaden made a couple big plays for us, so we're excited about that. Anytime you can put a 6-foot, 185-pound corner out there that can play a little bit, it's intimidating to other offenses and everything. So Jaden's done a really good job. We've also moved Jamarius Morgan over from offense to play corner, has looked really good. And then I mentioned Javion Parker a little bit ago. He's going to factor in a little bit. We're not very big at some of those positions, but they're athletic. They move the ball well. They got really good ball skills. At safety right now, we really like, there's two guys there. Chris Bernard that's coming up from our junior high, played running back. He looks really good at safety right now. And then we also got Patrick Shipp. So we don't know what we're going to do with Patrick just yet, but he filled in last year for Kane and did some spot play at safety. We could roll him down and play our outside linebacker position or possibly play him at safety. But really like what Chris is doing from the safety position. He's a combination of guys that since I've been here, is like Stone Paul and Cameron Ross. He's kind of that combo guy, or a Bo Brewer or somebody like that, reminds us of those guys, the way they play safety for us, So really excited about a lot of the guys on defense. I think we're going to be as fast as we've ever been on defense, just not real big on the defensive side of the ball.
So you got a more inexperienced team, except for the skills positions by and large.
Right.
But you got a spring in, which you didn't have last year.
Right.
You like where the team is going into the summer?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like you said, we're real inexperienced at a lot of positions other than our offensive skill, but we like the talent that we've got coming. We're not as deep as we'd like to be, especially at the offensive skill position. That's one place that we're not real deep at. But on the defensive side of the ball, I think we got a chance to be better than we've been the last couple of years because we have good team speed. Defensive line-wise, we don't have that guy in the middle, or the defensive tackle or defensive ends like we've had in the past. We may be a little bit more kind of like the 2014 team that was quick and elusive and blitzed and attacked real well. With 210 to 230-pound defensive linemen. We don't have the big kids like we've had the last couple, but there's nothing wrong with that. We can pressure some people into some bad stuff. But really like with the direction we're headed defensively. I think we're going to be solid there. We know that we're going to have our hands full when we play somebody like a Lake Hamilton at smash mouth. So we'll have to do some different things that night. But against your average spread teams, we like our matchups, I think, right now.
So now you go into a full summer slate with 7-on-7 and team camps. Tell everybody a little bit about what's on the schedule for the summer.
Well, we're actually getting it kicked off this week. We've got hosting our 7-on-7 actually tomorrow, and it's kind of adjusted the schedule based on weather and everything. But we're going to have a few teams in here to play some 7-on-7 games. And then Wednesday we go down to OBU team camp. And then next week on Wednesday, I guess it'd be the 15th, we go to Conway to a team camp at Conway High School. And then on Friday and Saturday, we go to the Shootout of the South, which is at PA. And then our JV kids on Thursday go over to Bauxite. So we've got a full slate of 7-on-7 team camps, things like that, that we've got on the schedule all the way up until dead period. When we get back from dead period, we've got a 7-on-7 at Malvern. And then we're going this year for our varsity guys, we're going to Pulaski Robinson, where we've gone to Catholic in the past. Coach Fogelman decided not to host some stuff this year, and so we're going to go out there, and then we're also going to host some JV team camps here on Thursdays. So, Tuesday, Thursdays, and some Wednesdays, man, we're full of 7-on-7 or team camps, things like that. So a busy schedule for the guys over the next month and a half,
And we will keep those schedules on the Benton social media through Benton Panther Football on Facebook and on Twitter. And you can always check out Coach Harris, coach of PDC.
That's right.
On Twitter for scheduling updates. If you'd like to get out and watch the Panthers this summer, it's some 7-on-7 and some team camps. Coach, thanks for joining us today. And we'll do it again toward the end of the summer, give you an update going into fall camp as all things lead up to the Salt Bowl on August 29th, Benton and Bryan at War Memorial Stadium. Thank you for joining us for a special edition of Coach's Corner with Brad Harris on the Benton Football Network on YouTube.